recording. Okay, now we're recording. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, I don't even know how to start this. I guess we're gonna free ball it.
Well, no, essentially, I'm glad to be having this live stream today. For those who've known us, it's been what, 3 years we've started Helium Deployed. It's about 3 years when in 2021 during the IoT days, Helium, and back then JD and I used to do a lot of live streams, and you can see a lot of the OGs, the originals who first joined our community here, and I'm super grateful for you guys and for anybody who's been part of our journey. So just recently I was having this conversation with JD, and I'm like, you know what, I miss being back on Discord and doing those live streams or unboxing videos, bringing on guests from any of those deep-in projects. You know, like we initially started working with Helium, but now the deep-in world is just expanding, and I expect it to expand, and in 2025 far more than what we're seeing today. So we've been onboarding a lot of different projects such as WeatherXM, Winbix, Wingbits,
Wayru,
Sorchain, Demo, all these amazing projects, and I thought, what better than going back to our original roots with the live streams, showcasing all those different projects, talking about those projects. I know you guys probably have a lot of questions. So here we are. Oh, yeah. Actually, thanks for the feedback. Gate, well, he says that I'm definitely louder than you are. Yeah, we're actually definitely going to upload this live stream onto YouTube and actually all those different social media channels that we have, YouTube, X, Discord. Obviously, we're right here.
Yep.
You can talk more about the different channels that we have.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to share this stuff on, let me see, on X. I mean, do we have TikTok? Whatever, we'll just share it all over the place. Yeah. We got like a new video editor too, so we're going to be having some really cool clips of the calls and stuff. So I'm excited to share it all. Yeah, I mean, I just share it on every platform. There's no point to limit it just to Discord or just to... Actually, I'm sure we'll make YouTube videos too. We'll probably like upload the whole recording to YouTube and then get our guy to like cut it up and stuff. So, yeah.
So yeah, it's been an exciting time. We've had a rough year last year with the market being bearish. I know a lot of people lost interest, and the Discord channel got much quieter. But here we are. Everyone's excited again.
I think when the rewards went down, everyone like kind of left. But now that the rewards are picking back up, people are making money. People are back in Discord. So
yeah, you can definitely tell there's a presence now, and we're excited to have you guys back, and we're excited actually to share all those projects with you guys and talk about them. So feel free to share any feedback or concerns you have of any of those projects that you guys have onboarded, and if you have any questions, we're there to help you guys.
Yeah, man, I see like, let me just see who's in the chat here. We got Skrelly, Gate, Scott. Dude, I'm not gonna go through all the names, but like I see DY's in here from Entropy.
Yeah.
For Entropy, the highest ROI project right now.
Yeah, so, it is. I missed out on this one.
Yeah, I know you got a little screwed, but but yeah, let me see who else is. Let me just scroll down, just see who's down in here. Yeah, we got a couple people, and
I'll bring in my laptop here.
Yeah, easier to see.
Yeah.
So this is like really our first stream since like we used to do this in 2021 at like the warehouse.
Yeah, it originally started at the warehouse. It was.
Yeah, and I remember we would do like packaging streams. We were like shipping units for clients, and sometimes we'd like, I think we were putting random stuff into boxes. We were shipping cauliflower boxes back in the day. Like, I don't know if all these people know the history of like the company. I don't know if maybe it's something we should talk about really brief so we can have some clips of it.
Yeah, well, actually, I can share a bit of our story, and actually, when you join in, as a matter of fact, we started. He's saying hi from Canada. Hi, News. It's News Spotter Live. We're here live from Montreal.
Yeah.
Actually, right behind us. You guys can't see.
We got the Bell Center.
The Bell Center.
So we're at the Bell Center.
So, well, yeah, essentially, JD and I have been invested in cryptocurrency for years now. Actually, JD far longer than I have. For those who know him, he's very early stage on a lot of those projects, including Entropy, DY. That's why he mentioned you guys earlier.
Yeah.
But even Wingbits, you've been super.
Yeah,
early
yeah,
on.
dude. I've been mining Wingbits. Actually, me to mining Wingbits was funny because I used to mine a different project called DFly, and then I got scammed on that project, and
Yeah.
all the people from DFly kind of like transitioned over to Wingbits when Wingbits was very new. So I've been mining Wingbits now since November of last year,
Yeah.
and now like production units are getting ready to be sold. So yeah, I'm normally very early into all sorts of these type of projects. So that's why sometimes I mention projects and they're like 30 miners on the network, but like years later, oh shit, they explode. So
Right. Yeah, and I think it's gonna pay off for you. Like, as a matter of fact, I've seen the rewards that the build your own devices
yeah,
are
yeah.
earning.
The DIY
Yeah.
units were crazy.
Yeah, crazy rewards.
But for the people buying them today too, you're still gonna probably make a ton of rewards because we're headed out of testnet, I think,
Right.
into mainnet. So like for Wingbits, so all you guys are still very early. Not as early as I was,
Yeah.
but you know,
Well-
still super early.
Even DJ is saying here. I remember JD pushing us on Entropy months ago.
Yeah, I know.
I know, and
Dude.
I mean, you couldn't emphasize much about it. Like you've been pushing on it, and
Dude, people thought it was fucking with them. I think for real. They're
Yeah.
like, they're like, JD, how do I get into Entropy? I'm like, dude, you have to dig a hole. They're like, what do you mean I dig a hole? Like, what the hell is this? And no, I'm like, you go outside, you dig a hole, and if they like your hole, you get a credential and stuff like that. But it's funny because when Entropy first got introduced to me, it's worthless, right? I mean, technically that's the motto of the project. It's worthless, but it just happens to be very high
Man.
returns on that project right now. So like, everyone who did listen to those like X calls that I do every Thursday,
right.
yeah, I hope everyone who listened to those calls actually took action and mined Entropy.
Well, it paid off for you. If anything, we jumped on board late, and
Yeah,
here we are.
a couple months late.
A couple months late. As well, that's again. To be fair, I was. That's why I'm back now on Discord. As a matter of fact, just going back on the story, which will sum up. Yeah, there you go. There's the shovel.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like, I don't know. Some people make like AI holes and shit. So
guys,
like, I'm not sure what
use
this is.
ChatGPT. Don't try to cheat the system in order to get your Entropy license. Fair and square. I love what the guys have built. The community is great, and as you guys can see right now, it's the most. Well, I wouldn't.
No, it's for sure the highest.
The
ROI
highest
right now.
reward, yeah, the highest
Yeah.
reward deep in as we speak.
Yeah.
But
Which is crazy because it's like it's from like, it's a very like small team, right? Like I think it's like 3 or 4 people, and then you got like big guys like Helium and stuff with
Yeah.
like tons of VC money and all this stuff,
Mhm.
and then these guys come out of nowhere. I mean, I knew DY already, but like, yeah, it's pretty crazy how like just the most random shit takes off, right? Like,
right.
and now they're embracing it. I see them working overtime, like advertising this stuff everywhere too. So it's pretty cool. What about like Rover? Have you heard about that?
Rover.
We got a question?
No, well, no, we got a good question. Well, I'm gonna go back on our story. Since,
Yeah, dude. I
'cause
think don't. We should talk about the thing about the stolen shipments too. I think people would love to have clips of this.
Yeah, you know what?
Back in the day.
It'll be great to share a lot of like messed up stories that we had. Well, essentially, how it all started, how it all began was, like I said, about 3 years ago. I previously had another retail e-commerce business. I was importing and goods from China, actually from all over the world, and reselling them. I was just starting e-commerce businesses here and there. And then I was taking those profits, and I was always someone that was extremely passionate by technology, especially the blockchain and crypto. So it really caught my attention, and I wanted to take those profits out of my previous company and reinvest it into crypto. And at the time, I was looking into buying big ASIC miners and GPUs to mine Bitcoin and Ethereum. And at some point, I just fell on this. I didn't fall on that video. Someone shared that video with me on Helium. The OG hotspot, which would cost at the time between $300 to $500. I can't remember exactly. and it was earning $15,000 per month. I'm like, nah, that can't be possible.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah,
Like you're earning like a car a month or something.
I'm like, what does this famous box have? Like, it already only has a Raspberry Pi, and that's it. Like, I was having a hard time like understanding how can this compete like with a big ASIC miner or GPUs
That takes like tons of electricity and stuff. Like,
you know, a lot of computing power to earn crypto. So at the time, unfortunately, there was not much information out there. So, but regardless, I still did a lot of research on it. I went on to Reddit and other different platforms. YouTube, there wasn't much information, but let's just say that I trusted what was out there on Reddit for the very little information that was out there. I couldn't find anything negative. So I'm like, you know what, for a couple of $100, what am I gambling? If anything, I'm in some other ways gambling by investing in crypto. I would call it gambling. So essentially, I purchased 2 devices at a time. I remember the OGs were not available anymore, and we had 4 options at the time. It was Nebra, Bobcat, Syncrobit,
and
Rack.
Yeah,
Rack. So essentially, I couldn't put my hands on any of them except for the Bobcat and Syncrobit. So I purchased one Bobcat and one Syncrobit, and at the time, I keep saying at the time, but so essentially, the Bobcat really got my attention because it was built differently from the other devices. So I'm like, you know what, let's give it a shot and let's grab a Syncrobit as well, which I did. And I shared the news with my friends because I'm all for those who really know me on a personal level, I'm all for sharing success with everyone. Like the pie is big enough to, especially in the cryptocurrency world, there's so much out there, you know? So I'm all for sharing that pie with those around me, those that I love and I care about, you know? So I shared this great news about helium with my friends, and a lot of them were skeptical, and I'm like, well, listen, you choose to invest on it or not.
How did you let them know? You told them like this is going to make like thousands of dollars a month or something, and they're like, what the fuck's this?
Yeah, so for the record, for those who don't know, Emil was very much skeptical at first, and he originally just purchased one device, and I really had to like push him. I'm like, dude, like you're gonna miss out on some great opportunity. Long story short, our friends and I were sitting around, and they're like, let's start this as a business. I'm like, wow, guys, I've known you for over 20 years, and there's big chances that things won't end well. I wasn't trying to be pessimist or anything, but I've known them for so long on a personal level, and I've been in business with a few of them, and I knew that things could go sideways because, unfortunately, in business, you have to learn to separate your emotions from your business decisions. So the personal is personal, and the business is business. And whoever I'm still in business with today would know that, and JD can tell you, we can go at each other the whole day, and then after when time clocks out, crank a beer.
Everyone's friends again.
Yeah, everyone's just friends again.
Nobody takes anything personal.
Right, and so long story short, we ended up ordering. Luckily enough for me, like because I had so much contact in China due to my previous business, I happened to contact Bobcat directly, and we managed to put our hands on 120 devices.
That was the first big order.
That was the first big order. We gathered funds, my buddies and I, and here we were. We were talking to someone from Bobcat, which again, a few of them were very skeptical with the person. I'm not going to disclose his name. But
it's best we don't leak everything.
Yeah. And you know what? He's changed our life. So I'm super grateful for the business we've had with him. He was great, but a lot of people were skeptical of who he was. So some were wanting to retract from that business deal and not move forward with purchasing those 120 Bobcats. I'm like, dude, guys, they're extremely hard to find out there. Like, if anything, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, they didn't understand it's like gold, these things. They were impossible to get.
I remember showing up to the bank with Abel, and even the bank, whoever was taking care of us there. And she's like, "Are you sure? Do you know that person that you're wire transferring?" I'm like, "Listen, I'm moving forward with that transaction. I'm not I'm not looking back." That's how I am in crypto. To be frank with you guys, I would consider myself a degenerate, but those are the risks that changed my life. I'm not again, without giving any financial advice. I don't suggest or recommend anybody to just take money from their bank accounts and just throw money left and right in crypto. But it is a high risk, high reward market, and it will definitely change, because the more it's going to get regulated, then the less volatile it'll become, and the opportunities won't be as great as the ones that we saw. We took some huge risk. So, long story short, we eventually got we finally got our shipment, and it just paid off. People were asking crazy, like people were willing to pay crazy prices.
You could say some prices.
Yeah.
Like, what's the most expensive Bobcat you've sold?
I can share that. I'll fully disclose that. And you know what, guys? I'm all.
And these are like different times too, when the ROIs are insane. So
yeah. And I'm all for transparency, and that's the goal and the whole idea of this podcast. Actually, this live stream is being able to share stories with you guys, being transparent with you guys, putting faces. I know a lot of you guys have spoken to me via email, chat. JD as well over Discord, but now you're able to see our faces. So from the first 120 Bobcats that we received, I remember like we had crazy offers, and the reality is that the guy, whoever purchased those devices, it really paid off for him. He was very aggressive. It was someone here locally. I'd love to share his name, but I can't remember who it was exactly. He purchased, I believe, 5 Bobcats for $10,000 each.
So it's like 50K for 5.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, right there, we were already getting back, without the mining rewards, we were already getting back the original investment that we had all gathered together to purchase those 120 devices. So $10,000 per Bobcat, that's crazy.
And you never heard any complaints from him?
Never. If anything,
he clearly made his money back.
I was keeping track. Sorry, I interrupted, but I was keeping track of his rewards, and it definitely paid off for him. Within a month or two, because he properly set up his devices. If you remember, like if you were properly setting up your devices, you were earning big time.
Yeah. Like the people who put the antenna on the roof, like properly, not the guys who like threw it in the corner with the little built-in like dinky antenna.
Right, and that's actually how it paid off. That's how Helium Deploy started, because putting aside those devices that we retailed and sold for $10,000 each, I was telling my partners at the time, and I'm like, we should be mining those. Like these are earning crazy rewards right now, especially with the consensus.
Yeah, where you would just like randomly get picked and just get bonus tokens, tons of tokens.
Yeah, tons of tokens. Like it was crazy. Like it was crazy out there. So
the early days are always the craziest for like crypto projects. Like Helium's no different.
Right, and that's a piece of advice. Again, without being a financial advisor, but look how it paid off for JD. Look how it paid off for us.
Well, I think it paid off for a lot of people in chat too. Like those who do like early and get into these projects early. Normally it works out. Sometimes you hit a scam one, but it happens.
But overall, you just got to be smart with your investment. And again, don't take your life savings to invest on these projects. I personally, when I go, again, you know me, like. I'm degenerate when it comes to these things. I'm willing to take that risk for that high reward, but once it's invested, once it's gone, I completely forget about it. I don't even look back. But yeah, so essentially that's when we started deploying the balance devices that we had. And again, there was no information out there. A lot of people were just posting videos online, or pictures online of those gateways just standing there somewhere in your room at home.
Like on the window and
like
shit.
Along, near your window, but no like proper installation, So I'm like, that's a great opportunity for us to do more research about the proper installations and start deploying them. And that's how Helium Deploy started. We call ourselves Helium Deploy because we started deploying a lot of those gateways locally, and we started locally, yes, in Montreal. Then we started spreading out in the province of Quebec, and eventually in the U.S. Because since we had so much information on our own, especially when you joined in as well, a lot of people were seeing, because again, all the information is public, like we're not hiding anything. So people would see how much our gateways would earn, and they're like, oh shit, I want the same rewards as you guys. How'd you do it? Well, we told them you need the proper installation, outdoor installation with the 8 dBi or 5.8 dBi antenna. And again, from a location to another, it differs. Like you might need a 5.8 dBi antenna while you might need an 8 dBi. So there was a lot of missing information for people while we had it from building that experience deploying those gateways all across the country. And it started with Bobcat that eventually led to landing a deal with Syncrobit, which...
Dude, I miss the Syncrobits. Georgica.
Yeah, Georgica, I miss this guy. I wonder where he is.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him in years.
It was funny working with them, but I actually, like, on a technical side, he was great.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's because he authored some hips too in the early Helium days, and like very involved with the community. And then
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to defend Syncrobit. Like if anything, I know what happened. I'm fully aware. I was one of those clients who never received his order himself. Because you remember, guys, I mentioned I purchased a Bobcat and a Syncrobit. The Syncrobit, I never received it, but I have to say, like, Georgica was great on the technical side of things. He knew what he was talking about, and he was very, very, very much involved in Helium. A lot of the hips that were being pushed, he was very much involved on them. As a matter of fact, more than any other companies that were out there.
Yeah, I haven't seen like, I don't know, I haven't seen like Seed author hips and stuff. But then again, I haven't like dug through them all, but
Right.
I do remember Georgica being part of a couple of them. So
Right, and he was super responsive to us. I would say their flaw was more on the business level than on a technical level. That's where I would say they failed to know how to run a business. But on a technical side, they're great. You mentioned Seed. Seed, as a matter of fact, I would have to say Seed was by far the most impressive helium manufacturer that we have.
yeah, I mean, they're still my favorite. Like, I've never had a problem with my Seed products before, so
Yeah.
like I wish I had something bad to say, but there's literally nothing I have bad to say about that
Great.
company. Like,
They were great, and the reason why they came on later is because, unlike other companies who were super greedy, just launching, any garbage
Just
unit
to
out
take
there
money.
just to take money, they were very different. They ensured to invest a lot on research and dev, and to be able to launch a proper product, and they did. They came in later on. At the time, Bobcat had surpassed anybody out there with the sales of those not the OG, sorry, the Helium IoT gateways. But then Seed managed to catch up super fast because, again, they're big when it comes to manufacturing. They're a huge IoT.
yeah, they sell lots of products. Like,
Yeah, sensors and they're very knowledgeable. So if I could be, hey Duff, we.
Oh my God, dude, Duff.
There you go.
Dude, I haven't seen you in like 3 years.
Yeah,
So,
Duff is definitely one of the OGs
Yes.
I was mentioning earlier.
back in the live streaming days at the warehouse. Great to see you, Duff. Like, really. Oh, Keenan's in here too. Joe P.
Joe P.
we got
That
a
I
lot
missed the
of,
part where they shit on Syncrobit. Well, actually, I can't say
Yeah, I can't shit on.
I can't
Syncrobit.
shit on Syncrobit because the reality is we are here today. In some ways,
because like Syncrobit was
even
good to us. Like,
well, they were really good to us, even though they caused a lot of damage. I'm not like, but they acknowledge they took ownership of their damage, and we were able to work things out. Again, Georgica was super great to us. I wish I can actually, as a matter of fact, I would love to bring him on sometimes. On the stream. Yeah, like I wonder where they are now.
I don't know, but the Syncrobits were like, technical nightmare at one point for me.
The Bluetooth, remember?
Yeah, the Bluetooth, they would just, at one point I remember like I had to open up like hundreds of units, flash the SD cards to new firmwares, so when the customers got them, they would be working and not, because like I guess they botched a firmware update back in the day and they like bricked themselves and you got to reflash the firmware on it. But yeah, we were going like above and beyond to make sure when like the customers got the units, they didn't get those botched updates. So we were like taking our time, flashing them ourselves, so shipping them out. So like the customers were happy, and like I don't know any other company that does that shit. Like there's no companies that are opening pre-flashing like that. And
Right. No, they were super supportive. Like again, technical side, they were right there. But see, I don't know if you remember that, but at some point, and I don't believe the clients even knew that, but at some point, the devices were differently manufactured. There was 2 different batches. And I'm sharing this right now, but I don't think anybody knew of that back then. Because I remember like we were getting devices that were, the Bluetooth were breaking off, and some others that were just working perfectly fine. And
I think there was the versions with the flash cards.
Yes.
And then there was a versions with the like the eMMC.
Exactly.
And I forget which one would get fucked, but
more.
Like,
Yeah.
I forgot which one always had the problems, but like either way, we had solutions in our Discord for these very specific problems that like I feel like these solutions are not anywhere else. Like we had a lot of people back in the day in the Syncrobit channel on our Discord here, which is hidden right now. We could bring it back, but they had a lot of people like making firmwares custom for the Syncrobit and stuff way back in 2021.
Right.
So like we had a really poppin' Syncrobit community back in the day, and I mean I don't miss it. It was fun those times. I really liked those.
Fun. It was really fun. And Keenan is asking like, "Oh, sorry, we talking Nebra?" No, it wasn't Nebra. We're Syncrobit actually.
Yeah, Syncrobit.
Nebra, we have our story with them. We actually have our story with
all the manufacturers.
And as a matter of fact, Aaron Shaw is someone that I would love to bring on. Aaron is a great guy. I know like every look. There's no good or bad of any company. Like we all have our good stuff to say or bad stuff to say, including ourselves. You know, where nobody's perfect. But funny how we were, especially at the Helium houses, I loved how everyone was able to put everything aside and just come together. And that was a relationship, as a matter of fact, with Nebra. When the first time we met them at the first Helium house.
I think it was in Austin, maybe you guys went? Yeah.
Yeah, we were at the Consensus, and we met with Seed, and Seed, Violet.
Yeah,
Violet,
I was going to say Violet.
Violet is just
for people
great.
who know Violet.
Great, yeah. Violet is the one. We were funny how we were not even aware of the whole Helium house. We were the event itself. Like we knew about Consensus. We were meeting up with suppliers there at the event, like at Consensus, but we were clueless about Helium house. And funny how Violet from Seed, which we had a very close relationship with. She's amazing, phenomenal, very professional company, professional representative. I would say it was the most consistent company that we've worked with. There was no bullshit.
I remember the shipments always were on time.
On time. No, like they were never overpromise anything. And if anything, when we're surpaying stuff, like we're overpaying stuff, she would come to us and tell us, "Oh, we owe you guys." It's very, very transparent, and that's what I liked about them. And but going back on the story, because I want to get there to that whole Seed, Nebra, Syncrobit. So we purchased our first Bobcats. You weren't there yet. Those were super successful, but again, a lot of people were super skeptical because who are those 4 dudes?
The 4 random guys in Canada with all the miners. Like, how did they get hands on them?
Exactly. Some 4 random dudes in Canada have Bobcats, which they were
impossible
the hottest,
to get.
Impossible to get the hottest products out there. Like it was like selling Apple products for Helium. So that's no, actually the Discord didn't start back then. I was going on FaceTime calls with clients, on Google Meets, on Zoom, all those platforms, just to prove to people that we actually have the device. Like it was no bullshit.
Yeah, I remember seeing very early on, you guys are posting pictures of like the units in hands, or you were like sitting on, like, you know, you just had lots of pictures on social media of the units to prove you had them.
Right.
Because that was like everything. Because people don't believe shit. They just want to see you have them in hand.
Right. And you know what? It wasn't only about it, like even the pictures, like it wasn't enough.
No, you know what I do remember, which is pretty crazy. People, well, once we had the Discord,
Yeah.
I do remember people would ask like, "Hey, can you grab a bobcat?" And they asked to like put some random item on it, like a toothbrush or like
Right.
a fork or something random, so it wouldn't be like a photo someone took from somewhere else. It was such a crazy time back then.
Yeah, no, it was pretty crazy. Like I said, like even on FaceTime, people were skeptical, and we were holding them like physically.
Yeah, I know.
In person, like people had to drive to our warehouse, which initially we didn't want people to come to it wasn't a retail store. But if this was our way to gain trust, why not? And it paid off. It was super successful. It was very demanding on us. Like I had fully disconnected from my own personal life. I was fully focused on that. And once we sold out this whole batch of Bobcat, we're like, you know what? We need some time off just for a week, just 1 week, just to restructure and prepare ourselves for the next batches. So we went down to Florida, Fort Lauderdale, I remember exactly. And we contacted back Bobcat, well, the representative who we were dealing with at Bobcat. And at that point, they were selling like hotcakes, Bobcats. So the rep is like, well, I can't guarantee you any further batches until in the 3 months from now, 4 months from now. I'm like, no.
Yeah, you can't wait that long.
I
You
can't
need
wait.
them now.
I need those products right now. The demand is right now. People need those products right now. I need those products right now. So he's like, well, I can't provide you any products right now. So we had to put Bobcat on pause for quite a bit. So our alternative was Nebra and Syncrobit. Ironically, surprisingly, we didn't even work with Rack. Oh right, we
No,
Rack.
I don't think we ever had a rack unit ever in the warehouse, have we?
Yes.
Maybe like one or a
Yes,
couple.
we well not with Rack directly. At the time, Rack had a very solid deal with CalChip. I just remembered, and we were just trying to grab
Any machine?
any machine from anywhere. So we were buying from CalChip. We were here and there, but the actual distribution deal that we were working with on was with Syncrobit and Nebra. And with Nebra, what happened is that we received a very small batch because themselves, same as Bobcat, they were trying to push for later on, like 3 months or 5 months from now. We eventually got our first batch like very late, I would say a month and a half. We were expecting much quicker, but again, to be fair, the demands were extremely high back then.
You got the indoors and the outdoors, right?
Right. And here's a funny story. I opened the box and we receive Europe.
Yes, I remember the 868 units. We're like,
Yes.
what the fuck? We're in.
866 is 868 units. So I was already kind of like on the edge because it had the delivery had taken more time that we were originally promised. And now when I opened the box and we had already pre-sold a lot of those units, actually we had pre-sold everything, and they happened to be the 868 units, the European units. I'm like, dude, you can't. How can you make this mistake? You know? So I was super frustrated. We got in touch with them. And they apologized. They took ownership for the whole thing, but they're like, well, listen, you can ship back those units back to us, to the UK, and we'll manufacture some 915 units for you guys, but it'll take an additional month or two. So, again, in life, you always have to see every sign as an opportunity, and here we were. We took those units. I sat down with my partners. I'm like, well, maybe it's our opportunity to expand on the European market. So we chose to keep those units, and we sold them on the international level, which was super successful. But again, at the time, we were not
Like set up to do
set up
international and
exactly
stuff like
yeah,
that.
exactly. But after that shipment, again, Nebra were trying to push us for much longer. So our only alternative at that time was Syncrobit. So we were working a deal out with Syncrobit, and I can say full transparently, the prices that we were paying were even more expensive. The reality is that they were even more expensive than what was being retailed out there. So we're like, you know what, whatever. It is what it is. I know the market is hot. So we'll just grab them, even though they're much more expensive. Not just slightly more expensive. They were much more expensive than the retail price out there. So that was kind of the funny story with every manufacturer that we work with. Like there was always something sketchy, I would say. I'm not to throw anybody under the bus, but like for example, here we were buying like big quantities of Syncrobits for a higher price than what was being retailed on their website. So we were basically just scalping units left and right, and we were not paying the right prices, but everything was. Yeah, everything. Yeah, I totally agree. Everything was spun up so quickly back in the IoT days. So yeah, no, we worked with Syncrobit. We were trying to lock this deal, and eventually, it did not go through as expected. There were so many terms and conditions in the original contract where we kept going back and forth, and we're like, listen, at this point, we promised our clients that we were going to receive those units. I remember it was in October.
Yeah, because they already bought the pre-sale.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh shit, we don't have the units.
Yeah.
Dude,
So,
those pre-sale days are chaotic.
yeah, that's how I ended up with a sense cap.
Yeah, Duffart is one of those people
Yeah.
from back in the day who was like, we were doing swaps.
We had no
My
choice.
God, it was crazy days.
When constipated blocks took down oh, yes.
Yeah, I remember there were just so many problems back in the day, but who cares? Because you're still making a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Like, people don't care.
I remember the Bobcat, the syncing process. That was
Oh
a beauty.
my God, yeah.
That was
What
the
a
beauty
fucking-
about the Syncrobit. Syncrobit, you plug it in, it had already it was already synced on the blockchain.
Yeah.
Bobcat would I remember it would sometimes take a week.
Yeah, you'd have to let it sync up, and not only that, so remember we also had to port forward back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I'm sure a lot of you early guys remember that shit, and that was annoying, especially explaining that to a customer how to like port forward, log into their router, figure it out. Like I'm happy those days are done, because that would like drive me nuts. But
Yeah. But yeah, so finally the Syncrobit deal didn't work out. So Emil, my partner, came up to me. He's like, dude, we need some units ASAP. Can you get back to Bobcat, see if we can work out a deal? I'm like, you know what? If we were willing to pay X to Syncrobit, how about we offer the same deal to Bobcat? So
you mean like pay more than we're supposed to, pay more than what they retail for?
yeah. Yeah, if we can put it out there
Yeah.
this, but
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyhow, is Bobcat still?
No, they're not even an approved vendor anymore. They're gone. So,
But they were great. As a matter of fact, we worked later on with Anne. She was great, super smart businesswoman. Yeah, Bobcat's still around. Keenan says.
what? No, I thought they lost their. They're not even an approved vendor anymore. I mean, Keenan's Foundation. You'd obviously know. But, oh
okay.
shit, they're still around. Okay.
That's good. Because they were great, man. They were great.
Oh, okay. I guess you're working on getting them added back to the
Oh.
approved vendors.
Nice. The whole approved thing.
Okay.
But
Okay,
anyhow.
well, I guess they're back in town.
Yeah, so we were scalping products left and right, like from any vendors out there, and we managed to put our hands on, Bobcats, and this is where shit got even crazier. So people who were expecting Syncrobits yeah, that's how the whole Discord channel happened. So we opened a Discord channel. I'm like, listen, at this point, I can't just always get one-on-one calls with clients. Our community is getting bigger. Why not just open a Discord channel? So Abel originally founded the Discord channel. Ironically, he's never out here.
We'll have to bring Abel on one time. Everyone knows Abel.
Yeah, Bobcat definitely had the influencer market locked down. And look, because they were great to influencers, because I know a lot of those influencers, Vasco could share that story, but a lot of those influencers got screwed by those vendors and never
got their like commissions and stuff like that. So
yeah, and when it comes to these things, Bobcat was definitely on point working with influencers. They were super aggressive. They were not messing around, and and I believe she was the head of marketing. So I'm not surprised, because I've spoken to this woman so many times, and she's a very aggressive and smart woman, so smart businesswoman. So I'm not surprised they managed to pull that off, and that's what made them super successful. But going back on the story, we ordered those Bobcats, and we opened a Discord channel. We started channeling all of our community into Discord, like support, reviews, and all that stuff. And from those who originally purchased from the first 120 Bobcats, they managed to help us build our trust on Discord. While some people would join our Discord channel would be skeptical, they would come in and help us build our trust.
Yeah, I remember they were like, wouldn't trust, and they would post pictures of the units they received and stuff with like the ship-in labels or who knows what, just anything to show, no, these guys are legit.
Exactly.
They'll ship you the stuff.
Exactly. So I placed that order with Bobcat, and again, we were very transparent with our clients, and we told them that the original date got pushed over for an additional month, but they will be receiving Bobcats instead. Some were skeptical, some were making noise, but overall, like I would say over 95% were super happy with the news.
Yeah, because they went from Syncrobit to Bobcat,
yeah,
right?
The way
of course they're happy.
Yeah, the way people were seeing it is like, oh, well, you offered me in Honda Civic, with no disrespect to Syncrobit, but that's how people were like seeing it. Oh, you were offering me a Honda Civic, and now you're offering me a BMW for the same price? Why not? So that paid off super well for us. But here is the crazy story. So about a month later, they finally managed to push the shipment to us. That representative that I was working with, Mr. X, again, because I'm not going to disclose.
Anonymous.
Yeah, anonymous. Mr. X shared with me the track number. And as the shipment was moving, I couldn't help myself but to notice that the shipment was being redirected to Ontario.
Yeah, I also want to mention, this was actually a Bobcat I ordered too. So I was part of this batch.
Yeah.
So this was my first experience with Heal and Deploy.
Right.
I was part of this.
Yeah. So I'm tracking this shipment, and it's being redirected to Ontario. So yeah, Duff definitely remembers that story. Shout out to Dov, shout out to Joe P, shout out to Keenan, shout out to all the OGs that were there from the very beginning. Again, I'm extremely grateful for you guys, and I'll repeat it again. I'm extremely grateful for whoever is joining our community and helping us build this great DPN empire. The shipment got rerouted to Ontario, and I contacted, luckily enough for me, I did that because that served as a proof. So I contacted the representative, and I'm like, dude, the shipment is being redirected to Ontario. So for those who don't know where Ontario is, and who don't know Canada is.
Canada at all.
Yeah, overall. Well, Canada, where your neighbors up in the north for your Americans. But Ontario is the neighboring province of Quebec. So it's a neighbor province of Quebec. So it's like California and I would say Nevada. So that was pretty odd. Like it was pretty weird. So I contacted Mr. X. I was very close of mentioning his name, And Keenan says, "Shit, does that involve me? Maybe you took this whole batch of
Yeah, they could have.
Bobcast." So to be very transparent with our community, because at this point they were for the few who were being skeptical, I did this mistake of sharing the tracking number on
On Discord.
on Discord.
So
yeah.
we could all track the shipment, because I
Yeah.
remember tracking the shipment too. We could all see, like, he shared like the pallet tracking number, so
Yeah.
we could see the pallet of Bobcats coming in. Like, oh shit, it landed in Canada, and then we're all waiting for it to come to Montreal next.
Yeah, because at this point, even if there was like slight delays, let's say we had told everybody that the shipment was going to be delivered on December 1st, for example, but the fact that people had the tracking number on hand, even though it was being pushed to December 7th or December 10th or whatever, just having that tracking number, offered trust to our community.
Yeah,
So-
nobody else was sharing
no-
tracking numbers of pallets of units coming in. It was very unique to Helium Deploy.
Yeah, exactly. So I remember when it first landed in Canada, we had so many clients just tagging me on Discord. At the time, I was the one managing Discord before JD joined in, and just people super excited tagging me in Discord. George, which by the way, I would like to emphasize on one thing. It's George. I know there's an S in my name, but it's George, not Georges. The S is silent. French people are weird. I'm French, Canadian, so the S is silent. It's not George.
The amount
it's
of
Georges.
people I hear pronounce it
Yeah.
with the S at the end, I'm like, no, just George.
Yeah, we French Canadians are weird. So it's S. The S is silent, so it's George, not Georges. For whoever gets on a call with me. Shipment. Everyone was just. I like to think there's two Georges at HT. Plural.
Yeah, that's why.
So everyone was just tagging me, George, the shipment landing in Canada. When do you expect them to go through custom clearance and you receive them at your house for you then to ship us those units? At this point, I wasn't excited. I know everyone was excited. I was not excited. I contacted Bobcat again, and I'm like, guys, the shipment is Ontario. It's being cleared in Ontario. It's not being cleared in Quebec. He's like, yeah, it's just being cleared in Ontario, but eventually it's going to be transported back to Quebec. I'm like, well, we have our own clearance system here in Quebec. Like, why would it go all the way to Ontario? It doesn't make any sense to me. So again, they didn't seem to stress about it at all. And eventually, that's where
The bad news comes
the
in.
bad news comes in when the shipment actually shows as being delivered. People, again, were super excited, tagging me on Discord. George, the shipment got delivered, so I guess we should expect that shipment in 2 days from now. And I'm like, no, how am I gonna have
You got to explain this to all
Yeah.
the people in Discord that it got delivered who knows where.
Yeah, so I called UPS. I'm fuming. Called UPS. I try to contact Bobcat. Bobcat is in a different time zone. Obviously, they're not answering me. And for me to handle those shipments, it was difficult for me because I had to live on those two time zones, especially with a situation like this. There was no way I was going to sleep when the whole shipment just disappeared like that, you know? So I called UPS, and luckily enough for me, whoever I spoke to at UPS disclosed information that she was not supposed to, such as like the phone number that was attached. Because what happened is that someone happened to just change all the information on the shipment. It was no longer my phone number. It was no longer my name. It was none of that. It was someone else's name, and it was someone else's phone number. So maybe someone internally was part of that whole scam. I can't tell. I don't even know.
Well, we'll never know.
Well, we'll never know. All I cared about was being able to ship those units to our clients. And like I said, luckily enough for me, the representative at UPS ended up disclosing that information, and I called a person in question to find out if they were holding our shipment. Actually, Emilio called her, and she was clueless. not a single idea of what we were talking about. If anything, she was losing her shit on us over the phone. So I'm like, Emil was like, well, is she bluffing us, or maybe someone just used someone else's phone number, part of the whole scam. So I believe that's exactly what happened. We couldn't get a hold of our shipment. I was considering driving to Ontario, but again, that person really did not seem to have that shipment at all. So there was no point for me to drive all the way to Ontario to grab that shipment. And again,
It doesn't sound like it was going to be there anyways.
Exactly.
It probably got picked up already.
so I shared this news with Bobcat, and they were great. They were great. They acknowledged that their mistake was on their end when I flagged the issue the first time, when I originally said that I was being diverted to Ontario. So they took full ownership for that, and they ended up shipping us another batch to Montreal this time, and people were extremely happy. For those
But
who
I
asked,
think it was an overnight shipment, right? Or something. They
Yes,
overnighted.
yes,
These
yes.
units from China
this
to
story,
Montreal.
yes. I completely forgot about that story. I did ask them to ship those units overnight, and again, I'm not gonna disclose any names.
They
but
magically found these units to ship.
No. I asked them to specifically get them shipped with FedEx, because I know FedEx would offer the overnight shipment, which was extremely expensive, especially for a big batch like this.
But this time you didn't share the tracking number in Discord.
I didn't share the tracking number this time, and I had someone with a very good position at FedEx. Again, I'm not going to share any names, but with a very good position at FedEx, who happened to provide me internal information. Like, he was able to really tell me that the pallet had just gotten checked in on the plane. He had even given me, I remember, he had even given me the flight number, that FedEx
so you
flight
could
number.
watch the plane.
Yeah, so I could track that flight all the way to Montreal, just to reassure me that we were really getting that
It's like
shipment.
your guys are selling like drugs or something. Like the shipment was so important to people.
Yeah. So I kept track. At this point, I had learned my lesson. I was no longer sharing any tracking numbers with the community, though I was sharing screenshots.
Of like where it is and stuff. I
Yeah.
remember you'd always crop out the tracking number.
Yeah. So I was sharing screenshots even of the flight. I wasn't sharing the flight number, but I was sharing a screenshot of that. And again, because I was always transparent with everyone from our community from the get-go, and I still am, people trusted any information that I was providing on Discord, and a lot of them kept their orders. As a matter of fact, I would say like less than 2%. I would say less than 2% asked for a refund. So eventually, that shipment. Yeah, it is. It is a funny story. Eventually, that shipment landed in Montreal. I tracked it at the airport. I went straight to DHL. DHL was not even aware that they had received our shipment. I kept calling them. I'm like, guys, I need to show up to your warehouse right now. They're like, what are you talking about? We haven't received. I'm like, yes, I know that you guys received our shipment. I saw the plane land in Montreal. I know exactly on which flight it was. So I know for a fact that those units are there. So kept going back and forth with them on the phone. Still they were clueless. So I ended up showing up there. Crazy person that I am. I ended up showing up there, and I'm like, listen, guys, I really need those boxes right now. And it was super late at night, actually. I remember I still have those pictures on my phone, which I'd be more than happy to share with you guys.
You know, some of these pictures are still live in Discord, by the way. If you scroll all the way up in our announcements channel to like 2021, you'll see these pictures he's probably talking about still.
Yeah, well, exactly. As Duff said, it doesn't exist till it's scanned, which a lot of people don't even know. Because I know, short story, but when we have our own shipments that leave our warehouse, what people don't know is that until the product isn't the product isn't scanned, you won't see that shipment move. So even if the product is no longer at our warehouse and it's already with the driver going to the UPS warehouse, as long as it has not been scanned, that tracking number will still show as label created. So yeah, I ended up showing to the warehouse, to the DHL warehouse. I'm like, listen, I know that those boxes are there. So she kept going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And eventually she did find them. So I was super excited. I took pictures of those. We packed them in our cars. Like,
Yeah, I remember the car. Like these pictures, they're packed to the brim.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to sit in the car. Like just full of bobcats.
and back then, Ghislain had a brand new Tesla.
Yeah, just
shout out to
jammed.
Ghislain. Yeah, he just put everything in his car and in my car as well. And we took them to the warehouse and we eventually shipped them. But yeah, to actually answer your question, Keenan, we don't even know what happened to that batch until today.
Yeah, no one actually knows. Fuck, I haven't heard anything on Discord ever. No one's ever. I don't know. They just lost.
Unless Keenan knows something that we don't know.
I mean, Keenan is in Ontario, right? So he could have took them all. I don't know.
So yeah, no, we never found out what happened to those Bobcat units. But yeah, that's how the whole community started. You had gotten your Bobcat stolen,
Yeah, I like I said, that was my first order through the company,
right?
and it gets stolen, and then I lived through this whole experience of like George, like everyone panicking because like the shipment got stolen because he told everyone the shipment got like, I don't know if you said stolen, but it got lost or something.
No,
but
I did.
Maybe
I
it
did,
was stolen.
I did say stolen. I
Yeah,
did
so
say
that was
stolen.
like, okay, I'm losing a little bit of hope here.
Yeah.
My first order, it gets stolen, okay.
And
but-
mind you, he's from Montreal.
Yeah, because I was local, so like, yeah. I mean, but then it came in and you guys are shipping them out.
Yeah, and you picked up your first Bobcat unit. Was this the first time I had met you?
I think so, yeah, because I came to the warehouse. I'm like, let me come pick up my Bobcat because I want to come pick it up in person, I think.
I think it was the antenna, which I
Yeah?
still have
Maybe.
the picture.
Oh, yeah, wait,
because
you shipped me the
yeah, we shipped you the Bobcat, but
Yeah.
then with the antenna, you were fair enough to say like, why would you guys waste on shipping fees? Again, JD is super transparent and very honest.
Wait, I ordered an 8 dBi antenna,
Yeah.
I remember, for my Bobcat.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw like the shipping fees were like, I don't know, whatever. Or it was free. Either way, I felt bad. I'm like, you're shipping a big antenna and it's like, I can come pick it up.
It was actually for two reasons. It was actually for the shipping fees, and also you had received two antennas by mistake.
Yeah, so I came and brought one back, I
Yeah,
think.
exactly. And yeah, so that was the first time I had met you. But to answer quickly to Keenan's question, it was 500 units. 500 units had been stolen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's like a very interesting story because like someone somewhere got 500 units.
Yeah, it
like
was 500 units. And to answer your freeze
Freeze
questions,
Skrelly?
yeah, I did ask them to block those serial numbers. I never followed up. I don't know. I can't tell you guys if they actually did. But yeah, it was a big batch. It was 500 units.
I think they would have maybe like pulled them out of the onboarding server. I guess that's the only way to ban
Right.
serials back then.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if it ever happened either though, but
Yeah.
I kind of hope it worked.
Yeah, and so eventually, working with Bobcat was getting more and more difficult because that's when influencers were jumping in, especially Vasco. And Vasco was super aggressive on Bobcat and Syncrobit, but more on Bobcat because his deal didn't work out great with Syncrobit. But those Bobcats were selling like hotcakes. They were the most popular units out there. So for us to get more batches from Bobcat was extremely difficult at this point. They were promising us like 6 months delays. So we got in contact with Seed. Yeah, with Seed. And that's where we saw how things were different with Seed. To begin with, to work on that agreement, it takes so much time from our legal team, their legal team, signing those contracts, and they didn't overpromise anything. If anything, they were very transparent. They're like, well, you guys will receive your units in 3 months. They didn't say because with Bobcat, we were expecting 6 months. We're like, okay, 3 months is still better, but we need something in the meantime. But let's at least build that relationship with Seed. And as a matter of fact, I'll say it full transparently. We tried to We tried to offer them much more than what they were.
Are you saying you tried to bribe them?
Well, we tried to offer them more than what they were retailing for the devices, and they're like, no, they stopped us right away. It was Violet at the time. They're like, no, everyone sells at the same price, everyone buys at the same price. It's the people's network, and we want to play it fair and square with the community.
Yeah, they're super neutral. They don't let anyone get. There's no funny business with Seed. That's the amazing part about that company. Like,
yeah, but and that's why I was surprised that they didn't go further with Helium, because I know Helium was generating at least 1/3 of their business for Seed, which is a huge business. And if anything, they've been providing for the Helium community, and they've been fair for the Helium community, for the entire ecosystem. And as a matter of fact, I know that they had taking the hit for a lot of distributors for them. Like a lot of distributors were trying to scam clients left and right, because once Helium popped, there were just businesses being created left and right.
They were making clone websites of Seed and everything too. Like, they're just scammers
everything.
everywhere.
There were scammers everywhere. There was just retailers everywhere. There was manufacturers everywhere. That's when like you started hearing about Pisces.
Oh yeah, I can't remember all the old ones names,
Yeah,
but
there were
like there's
so many,
tons
so
of
many,
them.
yeah, so many of them. And wow, Joe P says Hive Mapper owes him 100K in honey tokens.
Who is that? Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Red Panda says
No, Red
Sunkabit
Panda.
owes him 100K.
Yeah, in token. I remember Red Panda.
Yeah, he's a YouTuber.
Yeah, I remember.
Actually, I feel like he's even in our server.
Yeah, I think so. But it was like I said, I liked, as much as we tried to, like we're willing to pay more expensive for your units, but the fact that they were firm about it, I'm like, you know what? That's a business that we want to partner up with and really give our everything, because they're real. They really are standing out for the ecosystem, for the community. So working together is just gonna help this whole thing grow. So that's when we ordered sense caps, and in the meantime, we're getting Nebras here and there, just to cover up and keep the market busy. But eventually, when we started getting those big batches with Seed 3 months later, I remember you had purchased a sense cap. You did.
That was like after we kind of missed the whole story of where I kind of like came on board. You brought me to Baton Rouge, all that stuff.
Right.
That's where you gave me the sense cap.
Right.
Like,
Because the first time you came, I remember the first time you came to the office, well, to the warehouse, you came to return the additional antenna.
the extra antenna I
the
got.
extra antenna. And I sat down with you because I saw you. JD was super active on Discord.
Yeah,
Like,
back in the day,
yeah.
if people know, like Duff, I'm sure you guys remember, but I didn't work for Helium Deploy.
Right.
I was doing other stuff in my life, and I was spending like all day in the Helium Deploy Discord server, just like helping everyone for free.
Yeah.
And I just happened to be local to them, and
Yeah.
sat down with George and them, and
Because at the time, I was handling support over Discord, emails, phone calls, and as we were getting busier, and as our community was getting bigger, I'm like, how am I going to be able to handle all of that? And God sent me JD. Seriously.
yeah, I just spawned from the heavens, just
He
coming
just
in, taking
spawned
all the
from
support.
Yeah. God sent me JD, and JD was just there and killing it. I'm like, dude, who the hell is this JD? He was all over our channels on Discord and just helping everyone out freely. So, funny how when he contacted me to return the antenna, I'm like, I was actually super surprised. I actually still have that conversation. I was like, are you I couldn't believe that you were local this whole time. Like, well, actually, he lived here. Nothing changed, but I wish I knew that before. So I'm like, yeah, sure, come to the warehouse. I'd love to have you around. And at this point, I didn't even want the antenna anymore, but I just wanted to sit down with him.
Yeah,
And-
it was a big moment for me too, because I'm like, oh shit, I get to come meet the team that is like selling all these machines, and I'm like, man, I'm going to see if this is really a scam or not now. Like I'm coming in and like meeting the guys, like
right. He definitely is. He's solid is not even the word for it, honestly. Like I'm super grateful for JD. And as a matter of fact, here's our longest.
Actually, yeah, the longest employee.
Wow. Yeah, he's been.
You know, it's funny for the people still listening in Discord.
Yeah.
If you scroll, I'm telling you, if you scroll up in the announcement channel, you could find actually the picture of when I got hired.
Yeah.
There's a picture of me holding an antenna, and like, you might find it December 2021, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's me and George, and you see me in like a jacket holding an ATBI antenna.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just like announced, oh, JD's
Part of the team now.
yeah, part of the team. And then like I remember like Discord was so happy. They're like, oh
Super
shit,
stoked.
JD's part of the team now.
Yeah,
Like,
super stoked. Super stoked. And well, Keenan is asking, what does JD stand for, since we're getting so personal
oh
here.
shit, they ask me this all the time. I never tell them.
Oh, well, no.
You
maybe,
could leak it. It's behind the scenes.
Yeah,
it's fine.
it's behind the scenes. That's the whole point of that show. So, Ace doesn't want us to. Do you guys want us to explain? Yes.
Not the last name. Not the last name. You could. It's up to you. They try and guess it all the time. They have no idea. It's been like months.
So yeah, no, I'm gonna disclose. Free is pretty close. Free is pretty close. No, Free, you were there.
I didn't know this was going to be an exposed JD session.
Yeah.
This is all I'm going to hear now in Discord once they know my name.
Yeah, and it's funny because
It's just I have a very
I was actually surprised the first time you mentioned your name, because he's never. So again, we're part of a province in Canada where it's mainly
primarily French.
Yeah, it's primarily French spoken here, and I had never ever till this day I've never heard JD speaking French, and when I heard his name, I'm like, dude, you have such a pure French Canadian name. How the hell don't you even speak French? So here it is, drum roll.
Oh shit, dude. If I had like a sound button to like beep right now, I would press it, but I don't.
So
Not the last name.
no,
You
no,
can
I'm
do
not,
just the first
no,
name.
no, I'm not gonna mention the last
I don't want
name.
everyone to dox me.
But even the last name was so French. I'm like,
Yeah, I
how?
know.
Yeah, so
I've already doxed myself so much though. I'm surprised I haven't leaked my name by now.
so J stands for.
You could say you're gonna leak it.
Yeah.
You're the one gonna leak my name.
It stands for Jean, which is John in English, and D.
D.
D stands for David. So it's
No, David.
Jean David, as we say in French.
So now everyone in Discord knows no one has ever guessed those two combinations.
Yeah.
They're always like, yeah. So now you guys know my French name.
Yeah.
That you'll never hear me say. But my whole family is like this for real. My brother and sister. Well, actually, maybe I shouldn't leak their names too. But like everyone's got super French names. So.
Yeah.
Now
No.
this is all I'm going to hear now, like JD or like Jean David. I'm
Well,
like,
that's the fun point. Well, that's the fun thing about the behind the
yeah,
scenes
yeah.
of Heal and Deploy Moken. Like now you guys get to know us more on a personal
you
level.
literally hear it here first before anywhere else.
All hail Jean. I totally agree. So Jean David, everyone. Jean David. That's how it's pronounced in French. So
Yeah, a little hyphen in the middle.
yeah, little hyphen in the middle.
Sometimes I have to use my full French name because when I enter like JD, it's too short. They don't accept like 2 letters. So like then I'm kind of have to use my full name. So
Someone out there, I believe I had seen it. Randall, I believe. Yeah.
Rendell?
Yeah, he said he's got a French last name, which I'm not surprised.
Maybe they've seen it. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
If if he cares sharing,
Nah,
I'd love to.
they already know where I live and everything. They literally see me streaming all the time. Like,
if you care to share, Randall. But yeah, a lot of people in the U.S. Have French last name, such as Chia Leboeuf. Leboeuf is a pure French last name.
yeah, that's a very French last name.
It's that's because I love history, and it's one of the things that I watch the most. Podcasts about history or movies about history, documentaries about history, and the Acadians were deeply involved in the U.S. As a matter of fact, in Louisiana. So a lot of you guys have French last names in those areas, and maybe eventually spread out all across the U.S. My keyboard doesn't do that. Oh no, that's Keenan. I thought it was Randall. He still didn't type in his French last name.
Dude, where?
He's saying for the hyphen.
What do you mean the hyphen? The hyphen's right beside the equal sign. You know, delete equal sign. It's in between 0 and the equal sign. It's a hyphen.
Well, I've got, to be fair, I've got the French keyboard on my MacBook, even though it's programmed in configured in English.
Yeah, I can't use the French layout on the keyboard. It's too confusing for me.
Yeah, the French accents. We just send you a postcard or something fun. Hard not to like. Yeah.
Hard not to like me. This is you know who Free Shkreli is?
No.
It's Andrew. He's just to give context. I think he has between 100 and 200 miners on the DPIN tracker.
Wow.
So yeah, he's like got a shit ton of deployments. This guy.
Shout out to Andrew.
Emil likes talking to him all the time.
I've seen Emil talking to him.
Yeah.
Well, now that I'm back on Discord.
Yeah, now you could like picture this. That's yeah.
Now that I'm back on Discord. But yeah, long story short, I eventually handed over the community, the Discord community to
Yeah,
JD.
eventually I got hired.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
We skipped over that part.
Yeah, we skipped over that part. So
actually, no. You could explain it. There's some details that are very odd. Like I wanted to work for free and everything.
Yeah. So, the first time I sat down with you at the warehouse, I was just very amazed how great you are to our community and how knowledgeable you were actually. And I was super grateful for that and thankful that you had helped me a lot on the support side. And I said to JD, I remember just telling him exactly, I'm like, you remind me of someone. He's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, you remind me of Matthew that got hired with by Syncrobit. So I don't know if you guys know the whole story with Syncrobit, but there is this dude on Telegram. Was it on Telegram or Discord? I can't remember what channel exactly, but there was this dude, Matthew, who just like JD was part of a community. He had purchased Syncrobits as well. And he chose to voice his concerns for the entire community. And he did such a great job voicing his concern in such a professional way about all the delays with Syncrobit that Syncrobit ended up hiring him because he was so well organized. Yeah, that's the picture. Kenny has it.
Yeah. So Kenny found the picture of when I got hired. Or I'm telling you, if you scroll all the way up, there's lots of history in that announcement channel.
Yeah, that's the picture. Thanks, Kenny, for sharing.
Yeah, thanks. Still got the same beard. We still look the exact same, you know, like.
Though my beard is getting.
I think that must be like an 8 dBi I was holding or something.
It was. So I told JD, you remind me of Matthew from Syncrobit. Like he was a client that ended up being part of their team. He's no longer there. Actually, the whole company is no longer there. But that's something that I told JD, and I said I would love to have you part of our team. I'll have to speak to our partners, but I'd really love to have you on the team. For me, it was no brainer. Like it was.
You were like overwhelmed with support, anyways. So.
I was not only overwhelmed with support. I was, like I said, I felt like God had sent me a gift from heaven. And when I found out that you were local, I'm like, look, all the dots are connecting, all the stars are aligned. For me, it's a no-brainer. I need to have JD part of my team. So I called one of my partners, Abel, and I spoke to him. He was on the sales side, and he back then he had already hired some sales representative, and I'm like, I need someone on support as well. So it's only fair. Then the shitcoins came. Yes, that's where the white hair started.
That was before shitcoins.
So I called Abel, and I'm like, yeah, I would love to have JD part of my team. Yeah, to be fair, you have someone on the sales side. I would like to have JD on the support side as well. So he's like, okay, that's cool. I'm open to this idea. So let's go sit down. Let's go to a restaurant. Inviting him to a restaurant, and let's see how he feels about the whole thing. And so we invited you, Baton Rouge.
Yeah, for people who don't know in the U.S., like do they have Baton Rouge in the United States? I don't think so. But whatever, it's like they're known for their ribs.
Their ribs, it's for the ribs. It's kind of a steakhouse, but they're known for their ribs. I love that Keenan said.
Not Saint Hubert.
Saint-Hubert, Saint-Hubert, as we say in French. Freeze, many such cases. Yep, I dox myself a lot. The French accents. Yes. So yeah, we went to not Saint Hubert. You got me there.
We went to Baton Rouge.
We went to Baton Rouge. We sat down.
No,
I still remember exactly what you ordered.
Me, and Abel.
It was you, and I, and Abel, and I still remember exactly what you ordered. It was ribs, baby back ribs, and a sweet potato French fries.
Yep.
With his famous chipotle dip.
No, it was spicy mayo.
Spicy mayo, right.
Dude, that's like the classic combo there.
Yeah,
it's like
spicy mayo, and you grabbed yourself a surprisingly, was it a soft drink?
Yeah, I think you two are drinking alcohol.
I was drinking Scotch whiskey.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
This is my first time meeting these guys.
Yeah.
Like they're drinking Scotch and everything. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, you know what? It's probably because I drove there and I don't drink and drive at all.
Right.
I'm just way too responsible that I don't have fun like this. But yeah, I probably ordered a soda.
You did order a soda. I ordered myself a Scotch whiskey, neath, no ice, and
Abel probably had a whiskey
vodka.
also.
No,
vodka soda.
Yeah, he had a vodka soda, the classic.
The classic. That's all he
classic
drinks.
Vodka soda, and we sat down with JD and everything went great actually, and I told JD I think it's a done deal. I'd love to have him part of the team. At the time, you were working for.
Yeah, I was working at FedEx as a. Oh my God, what's it called? Operations support. So I was like already dealing with like logistic stuff too, and I think like I started working with you guys, but I was working.
You were doing.
No,
both.
I was working two jobs. Many people might not notice, but I think this is why I give people shit all the time because they're lazy. I find I was working at FedEx. I would work on the weekends. I would do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12-hour shifts each day, and then I would do heal and deploy constantly. I would never have a day off. I'd be doing my weekends were to FedEx, and then the weekday was for heal and deploy. I didn't have a break in like I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months, and eventually I'm like, okay, it's time to quit FedEx and just go full on.
But that's later on, and you quit without even telling me. You quit FedEx?
Yeah, I don't even think I let you guys know. Yeah. I'm just like, fuck.
You told me like much later, yeah. And mind you, if I could disclose this, JD didn't need any of that, but that's what I love about him. Is JD is like so early on, and so many of those crypto projects that paid off really well for him. That he doesn't need, like he didn't need to be working 7 days a week and without taking a day off.
But that's it. I remember I was offering to work for free. Remember?
Yeah.
I remember you guys were giving me shit like you can't work for free. Or no.
I was giving you shit.
No. I was asking to work for crypto.
No, originally you asked to work for free.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, and then after pressuring me, I'm like, okay, I'll take crypto.
I refused it. Originally you did offer to work for free. And I'm like, no, there's no way in this world that I will hire you for free. I deeply value the like what you bring to us in our community. I'm like, you must be paid for that. And if anything, I wanted you to grow, not as an employee, but to eventually become partners and be part of the growth of the company. And that's the full discussion that I had with JD. And like I said, he offered to work for free. I turned down that offer. And
they kind of forced me to take money.
I forced him to take money, and if anything, he asked us to pay him in crypto. So I'm like, that's fine with me. If you want to get paid in fiat. If you want to get paid in crypto, that makes it easy for me. What does Moken mean? That's a great question, actually.
Moken comes later. Yeah. We're still in the heal and deploy phase. Moken didn't exist back then.
Well, actually, I think we could. It's fair to answer questions on the go. I wouldn't mind.
Okay, well, the Moken name, we agreed in Thailand.
Yeah, it was
about
in Thailand. It was in Thailand. It wasn't a year ago. I keep losing track of
No, I
time.
think it's
Time
like 2
flies.
years
2 years
ago.
ago, yeah.
I think we just all agreed. Like someone came up. I think we were all brainstorming names. We are all writing down names.
Yeah,
And somebody, I don't know who, wrote down Moken.
I believe it was Emil.
Yeah?
I believe it was Emil. So, was it standing for? So, I can't remember what the M stands for. The Okin is for obviously token. Mokeni.
Maybe it was like mining tokens or something. I don't remember exactly how we came up with Moken, but like there was some creative process behind us choosing that name.
Rory, I see you in there. Shout out to Arbok, who's been.
Oh shit! Is he just? Is he just?
No,
spying?
he's been on for quite a while. Maybe he could remind us.
Yeah. Was it not Chris who picked that?
Nah, was it for mobile and token at the same time?
Oh, it could have been.
I
It
think it
could
was
have been
that.
because we were trying to
Yeah.
go into 5G
5G,
stuff.
yeah.
And mobile token Moken kind
Yeah,
of got
exactly.
Yeah. And then we found out it was like a tribe and like, yeah, Moken's actually like a name
it
of
was
a
for
tribe.
mobile and token, exactly. It was for that. Yeah, and eventually you Google it and it happened to be a tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Free Sharda. Yeah, the Moken, also Moken or Morgan, are Austronesian people of the. Exactly, that's what you had found. But we had already picked our name, so it was too late to change.
It's funny because we were in Thailand at the time too, and then we discovered it's a tribe in Thailand. Like,
Yeah, that's
it's what a coincidence.
Yeah.
Like, what is the chance of that?
So yeah, no. JD offered to work for free. We turned down the offer. He was getting paid in crypto originally, and
Honestly, something funny is I still have never sold that crypto. It still lives in whatever wallet it is. Honestly, I have to find it at this point. But I've
Yeah.
literally never sold that. I've never sold my pays, like the pay. It's just chilling. And if I remember,
they were in BTC.
yeah, BTC.
They were in
so,
BTC.
Yeah,
So
I'm a professional hodler.
Well, actually, BTC back then in 2021. It was.
My God, I'm kind of worried. I have to find that wallet now. I
Yeah.
actually forgot about that until right now.
Can someone pull out those numbers? 2021 BTC. How much was it averaging at? It was obviously below 30,000.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't bring it up, guys. My computer's like to stream. I don't want to like fuck with it.
Oh, okay. It wasn't even 30,000. Okay.
It wasn't?
No.
What was the price?
Right. It was around the. He's right. Thanks for sharing free. It was around the previous all-time high.
Oh,
But obviously you weren't.
yeah. Obviously, I don't care. I
yeah.
was just
It was around the previous all-time high. It's true. I completely forgot about that.
shit. What's Bitcoin these days? It's 67 these days, right?
Right now it's around 67.
Think so.
Always got it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
60,
look,
67. Oh, it dropped down to 66.
Shit.
Yeah.
Rugged.
No, no one's getting rugged. But yeah, no. So you took over the community. I was still involved. You and I were doing those live streams. For those who remember, we were live streaming.
Because like we were shipping the units from the warehouse, so I was also coming in to help ship the units and it's so anyone from back in the day, I used to do this all the time, but like if someone in Discord asks like, you know, we would sell units and they're like, hey, when's my order shipping? I just like grab a box and just print the order right away and ship it. So like everyone in Discord back then pretty much had priority, I feel like.
Right.
Like we always had little like spare units just for like special people in Discord who were just asking, you know, just to keep the community very happy. We'd always have spares, so they don't have to wait. And I really enjoyed that, like just being on the live streams too, just shipping units with you. I remember at one point someone like we were dancing on the stream because someone's kid was like laughing.
Yes.
And they sent you a really big message about
they
how
were
you.
super sweet. Yeah. I made their kids day. Yeah, that was super sweet. And that's
because
what
we were like dancing and like saying the kid's name or something. It was such a vibe back then. Like
right. Kiro, he's right. He's they're waiting for the winners for.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's true.
Well, We could.
You have the.
Yeah, I do have those winners.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Good thing someone reminded
Here,
us.
I'll pull it out in 2 minutes. 7:30. I'll pull out those winners.
Let me.
But yeah, that's how the live stream started. JD and I were interacting with the whole community. We were live streaming ourselves, packing, because a lot of the work that we were doing back then was a lot of manual processes.
But it was also very good because back in the day when it was impossible to get to units, and you saw us physically pack into units for people, it also helped people like trust the company more too.
Right. And a lot of people were interacting back and forth with us. That's when I had someone asking me to dance on the live stream for their kids. It was super nice. Like, and it had made their kids' day. They were super happy. I think they even shared a video on their end. And a lot of people were asking us to sign those boxes.
Yeah, my God, that was crazy days. Like we would actually sign some boxes, and we had special cauliflower crust boxes that like people kind of wanted the boxes because they're like, I don't know, we kind of made it like a game. Like whoever got the cauliflower boxes, like we would ship them in cauliflower boxes, right? So no one kind of like steal the unit because it's cauliflower. Like who's gonna take cauliflower? It was just such a funny time like back then.
Right. And as we grew and we started automating our processes, JD and I were no longer like physically packing boxes, shipments for any of you guys, and a lot of those stuff were being automated, and JD had just taken over the Discord channel. I was mainly focused like on bulk clients support. I was still doing a lot of support, but like through emails. Unfortunately, at the time, well, I can't say unfortunately because it did pay off. But I was giving my personal phone number to a lot of clients, and it got to a point where it was getting out of control because I know, like at this point I just didn't have any personal life anymore because I was getting phone calls left and right, messages.
I mean, even to this day, they're still calling your personal number.
Yeah.
I see it, and you're like, how the hell? How do they get your number? And
right,
your number just pops up everywhere.
But I just don't give my phone number anymore. Actually, you found out recently that my phone number happened to be on those PayPal.
Yeah, on the receipts.
Yeah, PayPal receipts.
Now you're gonna leak it to everyone again. Like
no, it got removed.
You changed it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hold on, let me just pull out those winners. 7:31. I said 7:30. Everyone must be excited for that. And thank you all, by the way, for participating. For the record, we went through the whole list. Marcus, shout out to Marcus, who worked extremely hard to go through that list to filter out a lot of cheaters, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I should mention that there was a lot of people concerned about the amount of entries, and we went through the list. There was very obvious people trying to bot the thing, so they've all been removed, and only legitimate people are left. So we did take care of that. So because there was a lot of people complaining in Discord, but it was addressed. So at the end.
Right. So, well, you've worked on that list as well. But shout out to both of you. Thank you for taking the time going through that list, because I know you guys have voiced your concern about the cheaters. Unfortunately, it's very tough to control. It's been happening a lot on previous contests as well.
It happens every contest.
Yeah,
it's just the best way to approach this is let them cheat. We'll just filter it at the end, so they think they're gonna get away with it, but they really don't.
Right. Shout out to ChatGPT also for helping us.
ChatGPT is a good helper too.
But ironically, it's funny how the winner of that contest, so for the GeoNet miner, it's ironic. I'm not gonna mention the name yet, but it's ironic that it's someone from the US to begin with. Drum roll. It is someone from the US, but with
This is not who I think it is, right?
I don't know who this is. But it's funny
it's
that...
not the guy with a bunch of radios? No? That's not his last name?
I don't know, but I'm just saying it's a French last name. It's funny that we were just having this conversation on Discord. Well, actually on the live stream. So it's someone from the US with a French last name. Actually, even you can say it's even a French first name. But if you can guess who you are, I really hope he's actually here on the stream.
Yeah, I don't know who that person is. They could be. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if they have a Discord account.
Right.
Whatever. We'll
Well,
email
we'll send
them,
an
but
email. If he doesn't get back to us, then at this point we'll
you're
just
gonna say the name because
Yeah.
everyone's probably at the edge of their seats. Like who?
yeah, everyone's on their edge on the, but
This was for what?
for the GeoNet miner. So the
Okay.
winner of the GeoNet miner is Jeremy Broussard. Jeremy Broussard, congratulations! You're the lucky winner of the GeoNet station.
That is someone from the United States.
Someone
and
from the
it
United
says
States.
he did 81 entries.
Yeah,
So yeah,
81 entries. Thank you so much for participating, Jeremy. Well, thank you so much for everyone for participating.
hopefully he has a free hex that no one else claimed the location.
Right. But I'll definitely be sending you an email, Jeremy, to get further details, shipping information, and I'll send you all the details on our end as well. But congratulations on the GeoNet miner, but that's not over yet. I'll let you take over that. The second
one?
second prize. So the
And-
second prize, it's divided. It was a pool of
Oh my god, I thought it
Tokens.
was one person.
no, well,
It's
yeah,
a whole bunch of people who won this. Okay, I'll
yeah.
go through them.
There's a bunch of people here. You want to go through? You can do half. I can do half. Whatever you feel comfortable. But you can go through the whole list.
Yeah, I'm gonna butcher all these guys' names. Just letting you guys look. I'll go through them.
Yeah.
Let me just bring up the computer and let's see. Oh my god, yeah. They're all gonna get an email though, right? That they won.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Everyone's getting an email.
So someone named Raksha, Roku, Kinzo, Sandeep, Halil, Ali, Edgar, Ranjan, GG. I don't know what that is. Someone put their name GG. There's someone named 3D Max, whoever that is. Ron, Stefan, Patrick, Dodger. Yeah, I can't even pronounce this name. I'll say that one for you, George.
yeah.
And there's George, and there's Micha. Look, there's two of them you'll have to pronounce. I can't pronounce these two names. That one and the one right under.
Apologies ahead of time if we butcher your name, but I'll go over that list again. So Liro, congratulations. Rakshak, Roku, Kinzo, Sandeep, Halil. Yeah, sorry. So Halil Yilmaz, Ali Arslan. Yeah, Ali Arslan from Turkey, Edgar Mendes from Portugal, Ranjan from India, Gigi. Gigi from Canada. We don't have his full name, but
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't know what
we'll
your
contact
name is,
him.
but-
Yeah. Mark B from the United States. 3D Max from France. Congratulations. Ron Iskender. Stefan. That I'm gonna have a hard time to read. Oh, there you go. Stefan. Yeah, I'm gonna have a hard time reading this. My apologies,
You'll
Stefan.
get the emails though.
But Stefan from Romania. I don't want to butcher the Romanian last name. Patrick Perazzini from Italy. Patrick Perazzini from Italy. Doger from Germany. Bachu Adrian from Romania again. Karpati Gabor from Hungary. Then you've got Jorge Sanchez Alfonso from Spain. Congratulations. And Mika Van de Brole. Sorry, I probably butchered the name, but congratulations.
From Belgium.
From Belgium, yeah. Congratulations to
So
all
we
of you guys.
got people from all over the world.
From all over the world. We've got people from Nicaragua, India, Turkey, Portugal, Canada, the United States, Romania, Italy, Spain, and Belgium, and Hungary. Sorry. Congratulations to all of you guys. I'll be sending out an email for the next steps.
So that was for the GeoNet tokens, just so.
For the GeoNet tokens, I'll be sending you an email address. Obviously, we'll be asking for your wallet
Oh,
addresses.
we have someone who won, I think, in the
Yeah.
chat. Hero? Did you actually win? Did you hear your name?
Yeah. Kiro, yeah.
What did you? Maybe you won the tokens, right?
Yeah, the tokens.
Shit! Congratulations. Unless you're trolling me, don't be trolling me.
Don't be trolling Kiro,
Yeah,
but congratulations.
If you actually heard your name,
Yeah.
congrats. That's good. That's someone in the audience won.
Where was he?
Was there actually Kiro? We'll have to double check.
Well, actually, I don't see any Kiros, but
Well,
maybe.
maybe his name's something else.
Yeah.
So yeah. congrats, dude.
Congratulations, Kiro.
You know what, Kenny? I see Kenny. I heard Jeremy and nearly died. Me too. I was thinking it's the same person. But I don't know his last name, so I wasn't sure. Maybe it is. I don't know. Talking about Jeremy, the guy who lost his tokens.
No, that's
not his last name.
It's not the same person.
Okay. Because Kenny, he hosts radios for that guy.
Okay, no, it's not the same person.
Or he did host radios for that guy.
I'm not gonna disclose.
No.
I
Don't do that. Don't do that.
He's a great guy. Jeremy's a great guy, but it's not the same. It's not the same Jeremy. But it's funny how we.
Just you almost disclosed it right there. I heard it slip out a little bit. We should just stop talking about it.
Right. But it's just funny that today on this podcast we're just talking about our whole story, how French Canadians we are, and with the French names and all that, and the winner happened to be. Someone from the US
a French name, it seems
with a French last name. Yeah, so I'll say it again in both French and English. Hear me out. Jérémy Broussard, or as we say in English, Jeremy Broussard. Congratulations again. I'll be sending an email with further details. Was there anybody here? I heard Jeremy and Kenny said, I heard Jeremy and nearly died.
Because he thought it was exactly what I was bringing it up.
Congrats, guys.
Yeah, congrats, guys.
But again, thank you for all of you guys for participating, for all those entries. Thank you, GeoNet. Shout out to GeoNet for being part of that.
I think they donated the unit to like
right
giveaway,
for the contest, for the giveaway. So shout out to GeoNet. Great project, by the way.
It's good ROI.
It's honestly. super good ROI. It's a great product. As a matter of fact, I love how a lot of those new DPINs are jumping on board.
Using the data like the rover that I think we have a rover drop on the 30th that uses the RTK data from GeoNet. So yeah, there's shit being built on top of GeoNet now, which is pretty good.
Right.
So I'm happy to see stuff is actually being built and being used.
So there's rover, I believe Wingbits as well.
Well, I mean, Wingbits sells like a GeoNet and a Wingbits in one, so. I mean, once we have those units, I guess we'll know more about them. But
right, and free sync, possibly Hive Mappers Bs too.
Yeah, if the Hive Mapper B uses a RTK from GeoNet, that would be pretty.
Which makes a lot of sense, guys. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the technology, but it's so like in comparison to GPS, RTK is very precise.
Yeah, something DJ Superfly. The new Wingbits.
Yeah.
And like I think it's an MG310. It's called.
It's true.
They changed the name for some reason. Mm-hmm. It has an Ethernet port. So, finally, people, because the GeoNets only have Wi-Fi right now. I don't understand their choices for just Wi-Fi, but like.
Right.
Good to see an Ethernet port also.
It's great project, great products. The team is amazing, and I'm super happy to see. Where they're heading, where there's, like I said, all those deep in projects are being on board with GeoNet. Hive Mapper is going to be one of them. Yeah, the Wingbits. I forgot. There's actually a model that will mine both
Wingbits and GeoNet tokens.
Will mine both tokens. And like I said, Rover is going to be, and I'm expecting a lot more projects.
I just added today to our site also the Rover, the expensive ones, like $4,300. I think it's shipped, or it's coming out Q2 2025. It's listed on our site right now. So I mean that's coming soon too. Well, soon. I mean next year, but yeah.
Joe P wants a promo code, and I agree with you.
You need a promo code, dude. We could for sure get you a promo code. You do a lot of videos, Joe P. I don't see why it would be a
problem. Yeah.
You've been here a long time too, so like.
And I agree with Joe P. Actually, like I'm super bullish on Rover. I think this one's gonna be a hit. I used Joe P's promo code for buying my Rovers.
Okay, you already got some affiliates coming in. DJ Superfly is asking if we have any more Wayru OGs coming in.
Unfortunately, we don't.
Yo, we do have one.
We have the our device over here. Yeah. Great project, great product. The team is amazing, also super responsive.
Yeah,
I know there were some issues with the onboarding.
So like, just to show people, this is like the Wayru Genesis, the box. You don't need to see inside. It just comes with like a PoE injector or whatever. But this is the Genesis hotspot. Might be blown out just because it's like white, but yeah, it's a pretty cool device. Like there's 2 Ethernet ports at the back. You won't be able to see, but one's like for PoE, and then there's another one to like daisy chain into a other hotspot.
Right.
And I mean, it just feels like a hotspot you're gonna stick up, on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was very easy to set up too, because you set it up in the office.
It was. I was expecting more
want to-
hiccups. I was expecting more hiccups with the device. Well, not the device itself, but us being in an office space, with the firewalls and all that stuff. I thought I was gonna.
Wouldn't be able to set it up.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it was super easy to set up, and the only hiccup that I actually encountered was the onboarding process. But it was UI UX.
Yeah, and it's funny because we mentioned there was a little hiccup doing the onboard with the app, but I remember you messaged a guy in Telegram or whatever,
Right.
and they pushed out some app updates like really quick.
Yeah,
and,
really
and
quickly.
fixed
They're
the
super
problem
responsive. Shout out to Charvel from
Weiru.
from Weiru. He's super responsive, and whenever I encountered any issues with our device and onboarding it, he got it fixed right away. As a matter of fact, even for clients, when I get support tickets from clients with regard to the onboarding issues, he tackled them right away. So great project, great team. Super bullish on that. As a matter of fact, myself, if I could share, when I invest into a project, I don't just look at the product itself or just the use case. Obviously, the use case is super important because at the end, that's how the project gets to grow in the long term. But I also bet on the team that's behind the project, and they have a solid team. Not to take anything away from these other projects that we're working with.
Like I think they're all going to coexist together. Like Helium, XNet, Daba, Weiru, they're all kind of doing similar stuff.
Right.
And I don't want to say one's better than other.
Mm-hmm.
They're all. I think people who are going to deploy these things are just maybe they're going to pick up a Helium, an XNet, a Weiru, maybe Daba if it's ever coming to the United States, and just throw them all potentially at the same spot. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely not surprised. DJ saying that some people are already selling them at $400 on
I wonder if they bought them from us just to resell them.
Yeah, I wouldn't
even be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, to sum up, like, what do we have next? We have Rover coming in next on October 30th. We have this drop. I'm very bullish on this project. I think that what they're bringing is super cool.
Yeah, and actually, for people who don't know much about Rover, Free Skrelly, which is in chat right now, he installed one. He was talking about it yesterday on my Twitter call that I do, and he said it's just very simple install. It's just it's like a little magnet, like the old Sirius XM's antennas. You just put it on the top of your car and then run the cable. Like you probably just loop it in from your trunk or something. I think it's a USB port that just needs power, and you keep your phone on, and when you're driving, it like works like that. So it seems like a very easy install, and yeah, not intrusive or invasive. I mean, not going to damage the vehicle.
Yeah. So for those who haven't signed up yet, I would highly encourage you to visit our website, heliumdeploy.com, and sign up for the drop. It's on October 30th, so it's in 4 days.
Yeah, if you're on the main site, it's a humongous banner.
Yeah.
You can't miss it. It's a little like hockey puck looking thing.
Right. We've 4 days away, 17 hours, 12 minutes, and 37 seconds. There's only 200 units available, so please make sure to sign up for this drop so you don't miss out on it. Unfortunately, we do see it often. We saw it a lot on the Weiru Genesis. Some people have forgot to sign up and they missed out on the drops, and we keep getting messages left and right.
Yeah, they're like asking for any units. You got any spare units?
Yeah.
But the demand was insane. There's no spare units.
Yeah, and we had a lot of
And
those.
I think the demand on Rover is going to be very high too, just
Right.
because at the beginning of this show, we're mentioning like I like to get into projects early. This doesn't even have like token stuff yet. Like it's super early.
Right.
Hopefully later down the line, maybe like 6 months from now, there'll be like mainnet launch or test. I don't know. Like, yeah, DJ Superfly posted a link. Thanks.
Thanks, DJ. But yeah, don't forget to sign up to those drops. There's only 200 units available worldwide, so I wouldn't want to miss on that drop. I'm personally very bullish on that project. Rover is great. I think that's going to be one of the most successful deepins. But don't forget, like we have different projects out there. Weather Exam, great team. I love working with these guys. Super. They remind me of Seed. They're a big company, great team, super knowledgeable on their products, and they're super responsive. Great to work with. So shout out to Weather Exam. They're all the way in Greece, but there's where you have the drop was super successful, and I can't wait to see more of their products. Wingbits, I know, like you said, like I shared earlier, you've been mining Wingbits.
Yeah, I've been mining it since November last year.
So I'm excited for this one, especially that they've partnered up with GeoNet. Anyone who works with GeoNet, I'm in some ways very bullish on their project. SkyS, we just recently had their drop a few days ago.
That's going to be an interesting one for me.
Yeah, same.
Not to keep the call going too long. I guess we'll end it in like 11 minutes, 8 o'clock we call it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But SkyX is very interesting to me because I think many of us are used to like installing a piece of hardware like a Helium unit or XNet or something. Physically, you put it somewhere like permanently. But the SkyX is very cool because like you charge it, it's got an internal battery.
Right.
And it lasts a week, so you could like just go put it somewhere. It's like movable. Like it's very odd to me. I've never seen a D-pin like this where you just like move the unit around other than like demo and stuff like that. Sure. But like a portable weather station to me is very, very different. I'm very interested. The design is questionable though.
Someone had shared in one of the channels, which was pretty funny because I used to play Battlefield a lot.
Does it look like a weapon or something?
Yeah, it does. Someone had shared it somewhere in the channel.
Recently?
Yeah, recently.
Oh, okay, I must have missed that comment.
It was really funny. Where is it? I don't know if you guys have noticed, JD, you can speak about the project tab, but that's where I'll be finding that message.
Actually, I could talk about the Discord real quick though.
Mm-hmm.
We are trying to like reorganize the Discord, and if you guys have seen, like we've kind of like obliterated like a ton of channels. But we did make a project channel at the top, but it's actually like a forum. So like we haven't really seen many Discords use the forums built into Discord. So like, you know, it lets anybody create like a thread, and it's, I don't know if people are going to use it, but it is there. We're experimenting. So if you could create whatever type of threads you want, and let us know the feedback if you like those style channels, or maybe you like the old like channels we're all used to, right? We just wanted to try something different, you know, like break away from the crowd, just try different stuff. So we're experimenting. If you guys hate it, let us know. If you like it, let us know. Actually, something else while I'm here, I guess. If you're also a D-Pin tracker user, you could DM me your email address and I'll assign you to special roles for Discord now. So you could get like into our special tracker channel, and you could show off how many miners you have. So you can see if you're like with the big guys like Skrelly and stuff that have like 100 plus, right? I think Gateholder has the highest role at like 250 plus right now. Right. So
shout out to Gate.
Maybe we have someone that's gonna get like 1,000 plus. I don't know. You might be in there.
Gate has
there was that guy, remember NBHT? I forget his name from New Brunswick, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe he's still around and he'll just, because I know he has like hundreds of devices. So,
but shout out to Gate though. He's been heavy deploying all those projects left and right. He was pretty heavy on mobile, on the CBRS radios, and what other projects does he currently have?
I'm not sure. I mean, probably a bunch. Yeah. I mean, he has some fleets of vehicles too. I could imagine he's got like demos and hive mappers.
Is pretty heavy on. Good for him, honestly. And now he's been using D-Pin Tracker. If you'd like to talk more about it, but it's super helpful for someone like Gate or.
Actually, we just did a humongous update to the tracker too. Like I was talking yesterday on our call that there was an update coming soon, and then when I got back to the office, the devs are like, "Nope, it's live right now." I'm like, "Oh shit!" So if you guys haven't seen the new tracker, it's already live. So it's just tracker.moken.io.
It's great to keep track of your devices. Like the reason why we thought of this tool is this. I mean, we've been deployers ourselves, and the biggest pain I would say is managing your fleet. One goes offline, one goes through, gets stuck on an update, and all kinds of stuff. Anything you can possibly imagine. And what sucks even more is that you have to manage all those different projects on different apps instead of having them centralized. Yeah,
because I have like GeoNets and stuff. I have to open up like 5 different apps, and like, this sucks. So when it's all in one spot, it's very nice because I don't have to open up all these apps. I remember where all my miners are. Now we show on the map too where your miner is, which is really nice if you have fleets.
Because I know for Helium, Helium Geek was super successful. Shout out to Bahri, by the way. He's whoever's worked with Bahri from Helium Geek or has used their tool, their app, super successful. He's been very much involved in the community with us. He's been helping us with a lot of software tools that we've built, such as the Explorer. Great people. He's an amazing person. I got the chance to meet him in person in Turkey.
He's a super cool dude. I don't think people realize how much value this guy brings to like the ecosystem.
I have to say, like, honestly, from all of our external partners, he's definitely there top of my list. I'm super grateful to having gotten the chance to meet him in person.
Yeah, and you met him.
Yeah, in person, and he's a great dude, super smart, and as a matter of fact, his app was super successful to keep track of Helium devices. I personally know a lot of our own deployers were using his tool to keep track of devices. But what of those other projects? And that's where we had the idea of building the Deepin tracker to make it easier, like to centralize everything for you guys into one tool and keep track of your different projects, whether it's Wingbits. Actually, Wingbits isn't.
But not yet. I think coming soon.
We're working on it, yeah. But I can mention the projects that are there now.
No, I think it's
Demo, Helium, WeatherXM.
Hive Mapper.
Right.
Is there another one? Is Sword Chain on there? I'm not sure. Whatever. I don't know the list off the top of my head, honestly.
Not yet.
But you could track your IoT, your mobile. Yeah, Demo, WeatherXM.
Yeah, so it's Helium, Demo, GeoNet, WeatherXM, and Hive Mapper. But we're working hard with these different teams, different projects to bring them on board onto the Deepin tracker.
I'm looking at you, DY. I keep asking you guys for API or something for Entropy.
Yeah, Entropy, we're waiting for you guys. And I'm still waiting for that license.
Okay. Well, you should be able to use it now, I feel like.
I should be?
You've been like, I mean, they named and shamed you. I imagine it expired by now. Like, it's literally been like
But
weeks.
I did reapply, and I never got an answer back.
Okay. Eventually.
But
there's other projects, too, I think, that what is it? Potentially Weiru. Well, I think Weiru is going to be added for sure, honestly.
We're working on it, yeah.
So, we're going to have just the spot to add all your miners and track them. It's going to be pretty sick.
Mm-hmm. It makes it much easier for you guys instead of always going on the app and guessing that your device is offline or any of that. You've got all the answers into one place. That's the Deepin tracker. You'll get a notification once your device goes offline, and we're there to support you guys to bring it back online and to open those support tickets if needed.
Hopefully you don't need tons of support though.
Right.
But I guess we should do some like closing thoughts, just being mindful of the time.
Mm-hmm.
You think we're going to do this every Friday? Just maybe not every Friday.
We're definitely going to do this every Friday.
Because this was our first like stream, and we didn't really.
It was definitely longer than we expected, but I'm happy.
It's fine. I don't mind. 2 hours. I sit in Discord all the time, and it makes no difference to me.
But if you guys have any feedback about...
Yeah, if you guys don't like it, if you want, like, I don't know, like, it's for the community, right? We just want to share, like, how we how stuff works in the background and stuff like that. Hell yeah, every Friday. Yeah. Okay. You know, like maybe next time we could we could also set it up so maybe we could bring people up. Or maybe like eventually we fly in people, right? Emil wants to fly some people in. Maybe
No, that's definitely, if you guys are interested on flying in
I
to
think
Montreal.
Making Banks said
Keenan for sure. Keenan's in Ontario. Like there's
Keenan, just drive up to Montreal.
Drive up to Montreal, or don't make us drive us. Like we'll drive there if we have to.
We'll take all the cameras with us and go film.
I would definitely do it, but I would definitely have Keenan on the stream. Well, it's like it's 4 or 5 hours, and you'll have some good poutine over here.
Rendell likes when I say hell yeah, because that's like, I think my catchphrase now at this point. That's all I say in the Helium Discord.
But see, DY answered. Thank you, DY, for being on it. And to be fair, I was the one. I'm at fault here.
No, yeah, he was a naughty person.
Yeah, I'm at fault here. I take full ownership. You guys had given me the
credential in like June.
But again, to be fair, I was not.
He was busy.
I was just not interacting, including our Discord. I was not very much involved in Discord. But eventually, JD kept pushing me on it, so I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me. I was very much distracted by meme coins. I don't know about you guys, but in the most recent months, I've been distracted by meme coins. I haven't been looking much at my mining devices, so that's why I had kind of put it aside. But then JD's like, dude, you're seriously missing out on entropy, and he's like, you have to sign up for the license. He asked me to sign up for the license, and he made sure to tell me a couple of times
not to fuck around.
Yeah, not to fuck around by asking 2 licenses.
And he still,
which I did, but to be fair, the reason why I had done it was because I wanted one for my personal use and one for Moken Helium Deploy, so I can eventually add it onto the Deepin tracker.
But this is why I like Entropy. Didn't they just full out blast your ass? I loved it. It was such a funny day at work because like we saw the little fucking snake emojis and shit. I was dying.
I didn't take anything personal. If anything, I support whoever stands out. Not stands out, but protects their community. You know, they want to make sure that there's no cheaters, and they thought that I was someone that was taking advantage of the hype around.
But that's good because like you see, they take action right away. They don't fuck around.
Yeah,
like, it's like they think something's up, you're out of here. I love that. I find it really good that they do that.
I even wrote to Pro Flambo, but he never got back to me. But I even said to him, like, I didn't take anything personal. If anything, for someone that has a community such as ourselves, I can understand where they're coming from, and I admire that they're protecting their community from cheaters. So here's where I stand.
But there are 2 more projects, just so people. Actually, there is another project called Useless Brick. I do talk about it, but like, you know, if you guys want to know some new projects, just hit us up in the Discord server, and I'll be happy to share some projects with you guys. So.
Thank you. By the way, DY, I very much appreciate.
Yeah.
Erwin is another project that we.
Kenny's already pissed. He wants us to wrap it up. He said like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, Kenny, like, we'll wrap it up. But
he does this at every call. When we go over time a little bit, he's like.
But it's fair. It's 8 o'clock.
Ace is chilling up, dog. We got everyone. He's showing stuff right now.
It's 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Anyhow, I have to get back to my dog, but I very much appreciate for all of you guys who've tuned in today. We're gonna be doing this every Friday. If you guys have any feedback, suggestions, please feel free to share. Tag both myself and JD on the Discord channel. You can also send us emails. You can send.
I prefer Discord though. Don't send me emails. just hit me up. Tag me in Discord.
He rarely signs up on his email, but feel free to send us messages, tag us, share your feedback. Don't forget to subscribe to all of our social media channels, YouTube, X, Discord. Obviously, you guys are already in there. Miners eat first.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to sign up to the next drop. October 30th is
for the Rovers.
It's the Rovers. I'm super bullish on that. You don't want to miss out on this one. There's only 200 units available. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you so much. Kisses to everyone. Again, we're very content to be starting those live streams again.
show you like what happens behind the scenes, right? So super transparent. I love that.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in, and I guess we will see you next Friday. So yeah,
Here's the
I'll see you
second one
guys.
for your wife. Take care, guys.
Okay, see you guys. I'm
See you,
ending
ciao.
it now. Peace.
It was cool.